Hi, so in this video I want to talk about the concept of God, and I'm going to talk about some of my thoughts on some of the aspects of this concept, and yeah, hopefully it'll create for some interesting thoughts. So when I think of the concept of God, and I'm going to talk about this concept not in a very not necessarily in the way that people normally talk about it. So I would, so I would say not to take exactly in the sense as there are, preconceived ideas about the concept of God. So yeah, so when I think of the idea or the concept of God, I think also one of the first things to think of is the idea of creation. And with creation, there are um, I like to think of the types of creative forces and what kind of creations and in what way do these what type of qualities do these creations possess in a way that how it's kind of hard to okay, I'm going to get I think there are two types of mainly, I guess, I'm just using a very simple way of talking about it, but there is the idea of mechanical creation, which involves the mechanical forces, um, the mechanical concepts, the mechanical causal, and yeah, these types of creations. And there is also the idea of artistic creations, which with this one I want to, with the type of artistic creation, I want to talk about what kind of a force creates things which are more artistic, or you could say feminine, or yeah, and this is kind of a way to think about it, masculine or feminine, in a way that mechanical and artistic forces or that type of creations. So in that way, everything that is beautiful, everything that makes existence worth of itself, that makes it um, that adds meaning, or that adds beauty, or that adds emotion to a mechanical creation. I feel that is the kind of uh, that is that is kind of a force. Um, oh, that is a more, much deeper force. So to think of it, uh, in a sense, a feminine creation is what is at the depth of any other creation, and that is what truly adds any kind of meaning to a more mechanical creation. So with that, I feel that the concept of God, or this idea of God, or in any way you like to imagine it, in any of its form, or in any of its own, in any way that it exists, I think God is a feminine force. That's how I like to think of it, because it is associated with artistic creation. It True creation is an artistic force. It's not a mechanical force. And with that, so with it being an artistic creation, I like to think that it is a feminine force. So in that way, you can think of God as a feminine entity, which um, which adds um, meaning to everything, um, which creates an artistic, um, which adds an artistic quality to existence in and of it, in in the way that it exists. So in that way, I like to think of God as, if I had to kind of talk about it in a way that would be similar to it, I would uh, think in mythology the persona of Venus. That's how I would like to imagine, in a way, for God to be, to that adds this creation. And if you have seen any of the artistic depictions of Venus, I would say, yeah, they are. There is so much beauty and elegance and inherent beauty in the artistic depictions, and that's how I kind of like to think of the concept of God as that, an entity similar to that. Those are just a few thoughts that I kind of wanted to talk about in this video. And yeah, if you have any of your own thoughts on this, let me know. And that's where I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you in the next video.